What's up, everybody? So today's video request is going to be on the food chain and how brutal it is. And yeah, it is. It really is brutal. There's a lot of vegetarians out there, and I have nothing against vegetarians, but there's a lot of people that don't eat meat because they want to have honor and caring for the animals instead of killing the animals to eat meat. And in a way, I can't say, in a way I agree. But the thing is, it goes through animals too. What I mean by that is animals hunt other animals too. A bear may go after a deer or whatever it has. A lion may go after a deer or whatever that's weaker than that specific animal it goes after. What does a cat chase, for example? Like, I'm just talking about a regular cat. Mouse. It's just, everything's a complete food chain. So it's like, when you think about it, it's not just us killing animals. Animals are killing other animals too for food. It's just, that's what the whole food chain is. And it is brutal. It is. But it's just unfortunately how it is. It's just nothing I could specifically do to change it. I don't know if there's anything really we can do to change it. We could all go vegan and not have meat, but animals, on the other hand, they're always going to hunt for other prey. They're going to look for prey. So that animal's going to unfortunately kill that specific animal for a meal. There's nothing we can do to stop that. At least not that I can think of. But it's brutal. And a lot of people get mad at hunters and say, how could you be so heartless killing an animal? And I can understand, and I said in videos, I could never do that. If someone gave me a gun and says, hey, Justin, shoot this deer or shoot that bear or whatever, I wouldn't do it. I don't have the heart to do it. The only way I would kill an animal is if it was coming after me. If there was a bear, grizzly bear, or any type of wild animal coming after me, then I would have to kill him, because it's either me or him at that situation. I get ripped to shreds, or, but an animal that's doing absolutely nothing, minding its own business, doing its own things in its own habitat, I don't have the heart to shoot him, or shoot the animal. I just don't. And I would also say to the person, please don't kill it either. It's not right, but at the end of the day, I can't really control what people want to do. Hunters do, hunters are hunters. But truth is, though, it's not just us killing them. They kill each other too. They kill other animals too, basically the same way we do. Well, of course, they don't have a gun. They're not like hunting like us with a gun waiting, but they go after it. They rip it into shreds. If anything, one good thing, maybe we put an animal, well, then again, you got the slaughters and shit, but if you got a hunter that's killing a deer or whatever, hopefully if they shoot the deer in the right spot, hopefully it just instantly kills the deer. Still sucks to kill an animal. I'm not for it, but unfortunately this is a whole part of the food chain. But hopefully if let's say that hunter shoots that animal, coyote, whatever, in the right spot, hopefully it dies instantly and doesn't suffer. I would at least hope. Now, vice versa, when an animal's going after another animal, that animal ain't gonna die right away. That animal's gonna suffer and scream and cry in pain, because that specific animal, whether it's a bear, whatever, is ripping that animal into shreds. So that poor animal is suffering even more than it would be if we would to just shoot it. Sometimes when we see an animal suffering, we end up shooting an animal as in a mercy kill, so it doesn't suffer anymore. Like, for example, let's say there's a rabid fox, a rabid deer, or whatever has rabies or whatever, and it's gonna die anyway. It's gonna die anyway. It's just slowly dying. It's in pain, it's suffering, it's going crazy, it's spazzing out, it's maybe running in circles, who knows. So how I look at it is, I would probably shoot it in that situation just to put it out of its misery. So I don't look at that as a bad thing, doing that specifically, because I feel like I'm ending its pain. The poor animal is going to die regardless. We're all going to die regardless, but you know what I mean? That animal's sick, that animal's suffering. So I'm just giving it a mercy kill. But when animals, on the other hand, go after prey, like for example, I don't know if you guys ever seen the video. There was a video I seen, and I didn't even search for it. I don't know how the hell it popped up. It popped up. There was a zebra in the lake, in the water, or whatever the hell, and an alligator, or if it was a crocodile, I don't remember. It was one of them. went to grab her and rip literally its intestines out. And the crazy thing was, it was still fighting for its life, trying to escape. It actually got on land, and the whole intestines and everything started falling out of him. And the crazy thing was, he was still alive. He was even looking like, oh shit, what the hell is that? That can't be good. Then, I don't know, the clip ended. Then it showed another clip when they were just literally ripping him up. He was dead then. And they were just literally having a feast of alligators. But just think about it. That poor animal had to feel that pain and all, because when an animal gets ripped into shreds, they don't die right away. They feel that. Then eventually they die, but sadly not soon enough to try to escape the pain. So, you know, in all, really, it's just life's one big bad food chain. And it goes with us and animals. Because animals do the same exact thing. Animals will try to come after us. If we're in a cage with a lion, the lion's most likely going to possibly come after us. You know? Now, with that being said, I'm not saying since animals don't care for us in that way, kill it. No, I wouldn't, you know, I don't approve of killing animals, but unfortunately, it's just how it goes, unfortunately. It's just that this is what this fucked up food chain's all about. A lion's going to go after anything weaker than it. If it knows it can, if it conquer it, like take over it to kill it, whatever, it's going to do it. And then if something's stronger than a lion, that's going to kill the lion. You know, I'm just saying, you know, like that's what equals a food chain. A mouse. Cat's going to go after a mouse. You know, just it goes in order. It's like in a food chain order, I guess you could say. And when I do see videos of that, like, you know, another animal getting attacked to the point where eventually it's going to die and become a meal to that animal, specific animal, it literally breaks my heart. You know, I mean, you know, a lot of people be like, relax, bro, it's just nature. And it's true. It is just nature. You know, it's part of the food chain. But it just sucks to see. And then you get people that get all crazy when there's hunters killing animal, which it is messed up. Like I said, I could never do that. I just don't have the heart to do that. I don't want to be known to do that, you know. It does, like, it's like crazy how some people just feel good doing that. And what makes me even more pissed is when there's people that kill the animal just to say, yeah, I killed that thing, and they don't even eat it or have it as a meal. At least if you have it as a meal is one thing, but still, I mean, in all, it is fucked up. I'm not going to say it's not fucked up. It is. But I find it even more fucked up to just kill it just for fun. It's like some people just do it for like a sport, for fun. You're taking something's life for entertainment. That I do find extremely screwed up. I do. I'm going to agree. I'm just going to be straightly honest on that way, you know. Me, the only way, like I just said a little while ago, the only way I would kill an animal is if it was coming after me and I had no choice but to kill him. Shoot him or whatever I can try and do to try to save myself, you know. It's different, but other than that, nah, I just don't have the heart to do it. I really don't. It sucks. But at the end of the day, you know, we all eat meat. Well, not all of us, but, you know, there's a lot of people that do. But then, you know, you got to say to yourself, too, animals kill each other, too. You know, they go after other animals. This is what's fucked up about the food chain. That's specifically about this topic of me explaining how brutal the food chain is. Meaning it sucks, it's bad, it's fucked up. But unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Animals aren't going to go vegan. We can go vegan, and I'm not saying we should or shouldn't. The choice should be totally up to us. You know, that's all I'm trying to say there. I'm trying to keep it as neutral as possible. I'm not trying to start any arguments. You know, it's not who I am. I'm not trying to start any, you know, riff-raffs, but you can't tell a lion, yo, lion, let's go vegan. Well, lion, don't kill that. That's not right. Have a heart. Lion wants to eat. The lion's hungry. So it's like it's all just survival of the fittest, basically. And we're doing basically the same thing, but of course, we let a stupid piece of paper get in the way of it. Well, they just do it for their instinct, you know. That's the only difference on that one. And me, I'm an animal lover. I love animals, you know. I actually like animals more than I like people. Now, with that being said, doesn't mean I don't like people, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that are just a bunch of assholes that I just don't want to get around. There's a lot of good people, and those are the people I would love to be around. Like, for example, people watching this video, a lot of you guys in the comment section seem like really good people. So, like you guys, for example, yeah, I wouldn't mind being around. And then you get vice versa. a-holes, assholes. But, you know, I like animals. I like dogs. I like cats. I'm allergic to cats, but I like them. There's this outdoor cat we still feed time to time. Sometimes she comes, sometimes she don't. Who knows if maybe somebody else is feeding her. But whenever she does come around, I do give her some food. She was actually in that house right there, that house, when was it, 2 days ago? She doesn't go in much, but I did catch her shockingly in there 2 days ago, and that was, you know, it was good to know. But I think she goes somewhere, you know, I mean, I'm sure they find where to go in the wintertime. They're not stupid, you know what I mean? But, you know, I keep it there just in case, though. You know, so that's me trying to do my good deeds to the animals, you know, to the stray cat. But, you know, this just shows right there. I love animals, you know. I'm all for animals. I don't like killing animals. But I am going to be straightly honest. I'm not a vegetarian. I do eat meat. You know, I'm going to be straightly honest. But, you know, will I ever go vegan in the future? I just don't know. In a way, it's like I want to. Don't get me wrong. I do feel for the animals, but at the same time, it's hard, you know. It's just not easy for everyone. But I wouldn't kill an animal. But I know people will be like, you know, yeah, you're not killing an animal, but still you're eating meat. And that's true. You're right. Yeah, I am. So I'm not saying I'm an angel, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm an angel. But, you know, what could I do? You know, I mean, you just got to think of it this way too. Animals basically do the same thing. They eat each other too. I seen once on the paper or once on the news, this was I think a while ago, a dog ripped an owner's face off. Animals love meat. You know, we're trying to say don't eat meat, have respect for the animals, but the animals do the exact thing basically we're doing. You know, it's all about survival, sadly. It's brutal. It's brutal. Brutal. But that's just the way, sadly, the food chain unfortunately is, you know. And it's not like I made it up. It's not like I'm the one that can change it. If so, I wish I could, but what could I possibly do, you know? Absolute nothing, unfortunately. It's just, that's how it is, you know. But anyway, guys, I think I am going to call it a day for now. We're actually going to, there was a little thunderstorm a little while ago, but supposedly there's going to be another one. So they say. Looks like it's getting dark down that way a little bit. It's weird, like this next second the sun's out, all of a sudden the sun's out, then out of nowhere it's mad dark again. It starts raining, hear a few rumbles, thunders, lightning, see a few flashes, sun's back out. This weather's crazy, man. But anyway, guys, yeah, gonna stop yip-yapping, call it a day there, and I hope I made some valid statements in here, and I hope I didn't offend anybody, and if so, I do deeply apologize. That wasn't on my intentions. I'm just trying to describe, you know, basically my opinion on this topic, and yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for now. Peace out, guys. Love you all, and take it easy, man. Love you.